So welcome back to the Big Wide Ocean video series. In the last video, we looked at how to confront the brutal reality of being in business. But in this video, we're going to concentrate on what is the personality of a business owner or an entrepreneur. So I really hope you enjoyed the video.
Chapter 1, Look Before You Leap. Part 2, Do You Have What It Takes? For some, swimming underwater is the ultimate of experiences. Being underwater swimming amongst the sea life gives an amazing experience of freedom. For others, though, the experience can be suffocating. Having to rely only on an oxygen tank for air can be very frightening. The heart rate increases and the need for oxygen increases. Diving instructors can tell nervous divers by the amount of oxygen left in the tank at the end of the dive. Those for whom the oxygen depletes at a rapid rate are not comfortable underwater. Similarly, not everyone is cut out to be a business owner. Unfortunately for divers and business owners alike, this reality only becomes apparent once you are fully immersed in the water or in the business. But it's never too late to get out, and no embarrassment should attach to it. Owning a business is simply not for everyone. So this begs the question of what makes a successful business owner. What is it in the psychological makeup of an entrepreneur which makes that person successful in the business world? Numerous surveys and lengthy research has been conducted to find the right answer, but ultimately there is no perfect makeup. What is clear, though, is that a successful business owner must possess certain traits to a greater or lesser degree. If one of these traits does not exist, or maybe only exists in a marginal way, it will hinder that person's ability to become a successful business owner unless you find someone else who possesses that trait to work with him or her. So let's take a look at some of these traits. Firstly, a willingness to work hard. Every business owner will agree that no business gets off the ground without a lot of hard work by the business owner. The basic premise of building a business is that you put a lot of work up front to reap the rewards much later on. This is known as delayed gratification. This contrasts with an employment scenario where an employee invests time and within a short period of time, between a week to a month, is rewarded for his efforts by a salary or a wage. But a business owner may wait many years before seeing the fruits of his labour. However, if you get it right, the fruits eventually outweigh the investment much more than if you had remained in employment. It's just that you have to wait and be prepared to invest time and effort in the meantime. If you're not prepared to do this, then going into business may not be for you. Secondly, you must be goal-orientated. Building a business is like swimming an ocean. If you don't have an eye on your destination, you can't expect to get there. Instead, you will go round and round in circles and be pushed off course by the current, never to reach your destination. Now, if you're not very good at setting goals, then think twice about making the leap. You could employ a business coach or a CEO to help you with goal setting, but at the end of the day, you are the one setting the direction. If you don't set goals, then decision-making becomes difficult. Ultimately, building a business will require you to make difficult decisions. Clear goals make those decisions easy. If you have got as far as thinking about going into business, then it's likely you have goal-setting abilities to some degree. All you have to do now is practice setting them regularly. Thirdly, you need an ability to self-motivate. Building a business is never plain sailing all the time. Challenges and roadblocks will get in your way from time to time. Sometimes you will end up making bad decisions in the face of those roadblocks. 1 step forward and 2 steps back is a common expression of many business owners at some stage in the business building cycle. How you deal with these failures and setbacks will determine your success. Will they paralyze your decision-making ability? Will they make you wallow in failure and cause you to miss other opportunities along the way? Can you turn a setback into an opportunity? The answer to all these questions will come down to your natural ability to self-motivate. People who can self-motivate remain focused on the big picture. They keep faith even when the brutal reality of their current situation is telling them to quit. Since you're still listening to this, you can probably tick this box. Now, fourthly, you need an ability to get on with other people. A person's success in life can often be determined by a person's ability to get on with other people. This is never more the case than in business. Somehow you will have to win customers, negotiate with suppliers, deal with professional advisors, and the list goes on. Business is simply an interconnected series of organizations feeding off each other. If you can't connect, you die. The better you connect, the more successful you will be. No man is an island, and the same applies to your business. Fifthly, you need a willingness to move outside of your comfort zone. Going into business for the first time will be an exercise in moving outside of your comfort zone, but don't let it stop there. There will be many times in business where you will have to move outside of this zone. Don't shy away from that. Instead, embrace it. People say that successful entrepreneurs are risk takers, and there is some degree of truth in that. But a better description is that they know how to take calculated risks and can calculate those risks quickly. In other words, no risk is taken unless it has been weighed, measured, and assessed. There is a difference between taking a senseless risk and a calculated risk. Both move you outside of your comfort zone, but only the latter should be the preserve of the business owner. So if you are a risk taker, consider whether you need to be more calculated. If you don't like going outside of your comfort zone, building a business may be a stressful experience for you. If you're in business already, you've already moved outside of your comfort zone. Now you just have to do it regularly. And finally, you need a willingness to learn and take advice. If you think you know it all, it just means that you don't know what you don't know. Successful business owners are not impressed by their own intelligence. They understand that they don't know everything, and in fact, very often, they think they know very little. That means they are willing to get and take advice where they are not experts. They actively go about increasing their knowledge and surround themselves with the best people in their respective fields to provide advice. In the early days of setting up a business, you may not be able to employ experts or business coaches or go to $1,000 seminars, but it costs nothing to go to a library and read what the best minds in the world have to say about building a business. If you are not prepared to continually educate yourself, then your progress in building your business will be slow. Now, one of the interesting things about this list is that it doesn't mention anywhere the need to have the ability to sell, market, manage cash, build a website, design a brochure, and so on. Now, there is no doubt that in the early stages of your business, you will have to do all of these things to some degree. You will have to wear many hats, and some of those hats simply won't fit. That in itself should not stop you being a successful business owner. The reason is because all of these things can be learned to such a degree to make you competent. You may not have a natural ability for them, but you can be competent, and that should get you to the stage where you can either employ someone to do it for you or contract out that part of the work to another organization. A common mistake is not knowing when to delegate. But there is a simple answer to this. If it is not one of your strengths, delegate it as soon as you anticipate that by delegating you will earn enough money to afford it. Bear in mind that as soon as you delegate, it will free up your time to concentrate on your strengths and therefore allow you to earn more revenue. If you wait until you have the money to afford it, you have probably waited too long. If you can't delegate yet, then learn what is involved to do it yourself, and you'll find strategies for doing that in this video series.
Well, I really hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, of course, give us some feedback on our Facebook page, like us, or share us with your friends. In the next video, we're going to look at timing. Have you got your timing right for launching your product or going into business? So stay tuned.